Hi, in this daily tip, we need to talk about communication with your buyers and sellers. Let's do a deep dive. The first and foremost thing in communication is to talk about phone screeners. In this day and age, so many people have phone screeners on their phone, and a lot of them were installed once they updated their phone to the current version. When that happened and installed a phone screener, if the phone screener asks people to state their name, leave a message to tell the caller what it's about, anything of that nature, chances are you need to get that off your phone. Next, of course, would be voicemail. Voicemails are important professional tool that when someone calls you, they can tell that they have reached you. So if you own multiple businesses, it would be best to put a voicemail saying, "Hi, this is Susanna. I'm sorry I'm not available right now, but please leave me a voicemail." So simple. All right, so make sure you take off phone screeners and have a voicemail. Second, in communicating with your clients, it's important that you make sure that you know when they want to be communicated with, how they want to be communicated with. Is it text, email, phone call, group text? What time of day? When do they work? Evenings, weekends? How would they like that communication on the evenings, the weekends, and the holidays? Or if there's certain days that you should not communicate with them at all. Some folks are not able to communicate on Saturdays or Sundays based on their religion. Some people also do not want to communicate on Wednesday evenings or Thursday evenings. So make sure you talk to your client, understand when they would like that communication, how often, and in what form. The next method to talk about with them is when you prefer communication, when they should expect communication from you, if you're going to call them once a week, or if you're going to update them via text message every other week, what their expectations are for buyers and for sellers, because that is going to look different for either party based on the needs. You're also going to talk with them about if they prefer text message, phone calls, emails, group text, okay? Make sure you keep that in there. So another thing you want to keep in mind is that this should be done early on in your business working relationship. Do not wait a week or two to establish communication guidelines. It's going to be important that you do this from the onset of the buyer consultation or from the onset of the listing. So now I'm going to go backward and talk just a moment about instant communication. If you see that they call you or text you, I would highly encourage you to go ahead and hit a reply message that says, "I will give you a call back in 15 minutes," or "I will text you back on Monday when I get into the office and have these numbers in front of me." Give them an expectation of a timely response. Another thing that I see oftentimes with real estate agents or a lot of business professionals is that they wait on the client to call them. Make sure that you are being proactive in your business relationship and that you are reaching out to the client, that they are not looking up and calling you. I feel that that is important in your business working relationship, that they understand that you're thinking of them. They're on the top of your mind, that you want to reach out to them. So make sure you do. So another thing that I will often tell my clients is that I'm going to over communicate with them. I'm going to communicate with them more than probably what's necessary so that at no point in time do our communication lines shut down. Next, we're going to talk about auto communication. We all have CRMs provided by the company, and if you're using them and have drip campaigns set on your leads, your sellers, or your buyers, that's great. And I think it's a wonderful resource. However, keep in mind that it's super important that you not allow that to replace you, that it's important that you are having authentic conversations with your buyers, your sellers, and your leads. As we near the end of this video and this daily tip, we need to talk about once an individual goes under contract. So once your buyer or your seller go under contract, make sure that you are still communicating with them. It's going to be important that you have a weekly phone call to update them, even though they're under contract. That is the phase of the negotiation and the deal and the contract where most people do not communicate with their buyers or their sellers. But make sure you reach out to your buyers and sellers because it is important that they know that you have not forgotten about them. Keep in mind that you do this daily, but they do not. This is their one big deal This is their one big animal and they need your help. So make sure you don't drop them in that time period. And here we are in closing. The main number one takeaway is stay in touch with your buyers and sellers and your leads. If you got any other questions or tips for staying in touch with folks, make sure you drop them down below or give me a call. Thanks so much.